Hello and welcome again to Forgotten Temples with myself, Mr. B. You find me at Prasat Pun Rung. Now this Goliath of a temple is built on the rim of an ancient volcano. We're hundreds of feet up in the air. But I never knew as to how mighty and impressive it was. So imagine how I felt when I came round the corner and saw this. This absolute giant of a temple built, as I say, atop of an extinct volcano is way up in the sky. We're going to get a bit of wind noise, to say the least. Keep going, Mr. B. Now you can tell how windy it actually is up here, which I'm sure is very refreshing in the summertime. This temple was built for Lord Shiva, and it was built in the 10th to the 13th century. And it is no underestimation to call this the temple in the clouds. And when we reach the top, this is the entranceway that greets us. It is truly magnificent, with more than a passing echo of the granddaddy of them all, which is Angkor Wat. Above the doorway, a mighty lintel, and due to it being Sunday, we have quite a few people here, but we'll do our best to go through. Wow, this place is in exceptional condition. And whenever I walk into these rooms, it always reminds me of the pyramids of Giza, which I've been blessed to see. You know, the ones just outside Cairo that are so extremely famous. The inner courtyard, a hive of activity, of people. And this is the way these temples would have been way back then. But I've just spotted something in this room here. And looking into that room, we find the first I have ever seen of its kind. Whenever I see these cattle, these sacred cattle, they are always 100% defaced in some way. The cut usually comes at the neck there, and for some reason the hump is often taken as well. So I'm relishing this moment that at long last I can look into the eyes of what could be a dear old friend, because I've seen him in passing oh so many times, but never have I seen him complete. So there is our dear old friend who we've managed to look into the eye of, but there's something else very close to him, and that is this linga. Now notice the three distinct shapes we have. We have the smooth sort of dome shape, we have the square shape at the bottom, and an octagonal shape in the middle. Now they represent those three shapes, three different gods. What we have here is Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma, all together as one. And we move through to the back of the temple. And yet another enormous space. Every time I just stop and I'm sort of like captured. It's like you're put on freeze frame when you walk into a space like this, because what you don't see is the darkness that is both left and right, and it gives it quite the mysterious feel. And here is that view. Unfortunately, it's quite the cloudy day as well as windy. But you can imagine standing up here all those years ago. You could quite literally see the heavens. Now this is the final room I wish to bring you into. And it's kind of apt in its way, because this was a library. Now, when I visit these larger temples, there's rooms pointed that are to the side of the main temple, and those rooms at the side are often called libraries, but the truth is, I think sometimes we don't know. But on this occasion, it's different. This, without doubt, was a library, and look as to the size of it. It is quite simply vast. But standing in here does have a hint of sadness, because these walls once had row upon row upon row of shelves. And on those shelves was ancient wisdom, not just religious texts, but also information on medicine and who knows what else, astronomy. But all of it, and I mean all of it, has gone. It has turned to dust. So we can only look at these walls and wonder what was held in this sacred space. It certainly does drive the imagination. And I very much hope you've enjoyed this quick trip round this temple up in the sky. And if by chance you can help me to build a library of sites such as this, often forgotten and neglected, then I would be truly grateful. And how you do that is you go to www.patreon.com/temples. So until next time, I, as always, wish you absolutely nothing but, of course, the very best. You be sure to take good care.